Hey everybody, Chris with Wallowa Hikes, and I want to welcome you to the channel. If you're new here, this is a channel for beginner backpackers, and if you're not new here, thanks for coming back. Today I just want to say thank you. I hit a little milestone on my YouTube channel here, 100 subscribers, and that's small potatoes in the YouTube world, but for me, it means a lot. It is more people than I could fit in my living room, so the fact that 100 of you have found value in what I've put out there and want to see more, that it really means a lot to me. So thank you. So for those of you that are interested, I just thought I'd talk a little bit about why I started the channel and where I'm going to take it from here. So if you're not interested in that, move along. Originally, the idea of a YouTube channel for backpacking it never crossed my mind. Didn't even know that was a thing, honestly. And last year I had a really epic year backpacking, climbed 3 of the Cascade Mountains, went to Utah, did rim to rim, 2-rim Grand Canyon, some epic hikes in Zion, and Canyonlands, Wallowa Mountains. About every 3 weeks during the summer, I was doing some adventure, and that was pretty amazing. And then came winter. And after all of that, it was just back to work, back to the mundane, and the weather didn't allow getting out there. And I fell into kind of a seasonal depression. And you know, backpackers tend to counter that off-season depression with buying gear, which I did. And I discovered YouTube channels for backpackers and kind of ate those up. So that kind of scratched that itch a little bit. And what I found was most of the stuff when I would search for backpacking things were ultralight, long trails, Pacific Crest Trail, things like that. So the most popular channels really weren't geared for the weekend backpacker or the beginner. And, you know, they're reviewing stuff that's super expensive and, you know, things that get views. So I kind of was thinking there's a need to fill out there, but so I kind of searched for those things. And then somebody suggested, you know, taking some of that knowledge I have and doing a YouTube channel, and I thought that was silly. I'm a 50-year-old man, that's for kids. But, you know, as time went on, it occurred to me that, you know, I have an uncle who has often said he wishes he could get out there and do the same things that I'm doing. And I felt like there's no reason he can't. And there's probably a lot of people feeling that way. So that sort of spurred the idea on a little more. And also, honestly, when I was out there, I would take little videos and upload them to Facebook to share with my family. And YouTube definitely offers me an opportunity to do that. So all those things combined, you know, I figured I'd give it a shot. And those first videos were, they're painful to watch. I just had a $50 camera that I propped up on a stool and talked into it. But the idea of having a series of videos for people who want to go backpacking, who haven't gone, seemed to have value for me because, again, if you search on YouTube, you're going to find people like Darwin and Jupiter, these long trail guys, or people reviewing gear that you can't afford, or most people can't afford. So I threw it out there, and I learned a few things along the way. And, you know, I think the content has gotten a little better as time goes on. And so I want to continue making better content. Because obviously some of you find value in this, and so yeah. So I've done some trip videos, and I'll tell you, on the YouTube world, that doesn't do well for views. My most successful video so far was Honestly, something I felt like was kind of a half-assed video that I wasn't really passionate about. Unboxing my X-Mid 2, which I was excited for the tent, but I didn't feel like the content was that great. So YouTube definitely goes to where the interest is. And I learned from that it's easy to go down a rabbit hole because those likes, those comments, those touch the reward center of your brain. And so a lot of people end up making videos that they don't really care about because that's what gets viewers. It also occurred to me that even if I was wildly successful, which I would never be, you know, I'm not going to make a living off of YouTube ever. I'm financially set. I love my career. So this is a hobby. So I'm going to stick with making the content that I think has value to a smaller audience. But I am going to do trip videos because I want to remember those myself and share those with my family. And some of you find value in those as well. And I think, honestly, they're my better work. And going forward, we're getting into winter time, so there won't be really trip videos so much. So I will do gear review videos, but only because I'm trying out new gear, or I have used gear for a very long time that I think is great, and I want to share that. And also, if I pick something up and it sucks, I don't want you to waste your money. So I'll be doing those. And yeah, I'd also like to get into some fundamentals. So when I started the channel, I went through step by step, like getting your backpack, getting your tent, getting your sleeping bag, getting a sleeping pad, what to look for in a stove. The quality of those is not great, but that's kind of fundamental stuff, and I think that has value, and I might revisit those. But also, there are fundamentals, things that we take for granted if we've been backpacking several times or for years, like myself. I'll probably do things like how to use your stove, like that most people understand, but some people search on the internet and can't find stuff for that because, you know, it seems simple. Things like that, how to clean your gear, how to wash a down sleeping bag, like that's pretty intimidating. And so I'll be doing things like that. And some of the trip videos, I also find those things, there's thousands and thousands of them, and yeah, they're beautiful places, and I'll watch those. What I find most interesting is the storytelling element to those trips. So I'm going to play with that a little bit. I've got a few ideas of trips I want to take, and since it's wintertime coming up, I've never really done winter camping, so I want to try that and take you along because we'll both be beginners. I do want to say the one thing that's been the most rewarding for me in this is that there is a community of people on YouTube, backpackers, and a lot of smaller channels. And getting to talk with them through comments and messages has been really great to make that connection. There are some fantastic channels out there that I've found and formed some nice relationships with some of the people. And for me, that's super rewarding. And I do want to mention a few of those right here, and I'm going to leave links below because they deserve to be seen. These are really great channels. So one person I found through my searches on YouTube, Cam, Hiking with Cam. And when I found his channel, he had like 40 subscribers. And he's section hiking the Appalachian Trail over several years. And, you know, understandably so, because of how YouTube works, there weren't a lot of views for those. But I subscribed, and we talked back and forth a little bit. And then he had a video on stove hacks that blew my mind, and I learned things from that, and it just blew up. Had like 25,000 hits, and then he's doubled or tripled in subscribers since then. But I learned something every time from him. So you should go check out his channel. He's amazing, great guy. Another channel, Lost Again with Jim. He is wise, beautiful videographer. His trips are just gorgeous, and I learned something from him, especially through the comments. He just has a great perspective on life, a great wisdom. I definitely recommend that. And then when I was starting out, looking at all these huge channels that always pop up when you do your searches, I kind of went down looking for smaller channels. Everyday Backpacker, he's in Montana, and what I saw from there was just sort of the learning process as you go, the mistakes you make early on, and how to grow and learn. And he's been doing this for quite a while. Great guy, and really has also focused on that community of smaller channels and really great people out there. So I would check those guys out. I want to thank them for the support, and I want to thank you guys for the support. And this channel, going into wintertime, I'm going to have so much time not backpacking. So I want to know what content is going to be helpful to you, what resonates with you, what you want to learn, what you want to know. I'd also like to do question and answers, so you can leave comments below for that. Anyway, again, 100 subscribers, not a big deal. For most people, it's a big deal for me. This started out as a hobby. The fact that anybody finds value in it, that's rewarding. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.